gonna be watching tomorrow. Ooh.
Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. As you see, we are ready for the big game. We got a special guest. Miss Krssi Luv is here. Producer, if you will, hit the intro. Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch for True Hill Heat 162. Bask in the Elite. We are here with the talk about a whole week's worth of wrestling from AEW Dynamite with big debuts and the Forbidden Door being open, as well as WWE looking for a new WrestleMania match. Plus, we have the first ever unsanctioned trivia battle, Valentine's Day theme, plus much, much more. I am here as always with the beautiful, the lovely Miss Krssi Luv.
Good morning. Happy Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. How's everything going? I hope all is well. Let's do this.
Yes, indeed. And we are also joined by a very special guest. I've been promoting it all week as one of the biggest guests returning to True Hill Heat for the big weekend. The representative of Cincinnati. He is here to represent Bengal Nation, and he is the co-host of the Bleav in Pro Wrestling podcast, as well as Smack Talk on Sportskeeda Wrestling. He is Rick Ucchino.
Let's fucking go! 33 years of my life with like nothing to show for it. Tomorrow's our day. We got to talk about wrestling. I came on here to talk about Super Bowl 56, baby. That's what I'm here to do. What's going on, everybody? I appreciate it.
Oh, yes.
That intro was really long, by the way. My arms are tired now.
Right.
I was like, how long is he going to keep this up? More power to him if he's able to. But yes, thank you, Rick. Thank you so much, Rick, for joining us on your big weekend. I know you want to talk football, so I'll give you an opportunity right from the top. For anyone who doesn't know you, might not be aware of you, you've been living under a rock because this man does a lot of great work. But let the people know who you are and who dat.
Well, it's who day.
Who dat.
My name is Rick Ucchino, and I'm all over the place. I'm a 13-year broadcast professional. I work for 700 WLW in Cincinnati, Ohio, where I have lived for my entire freaking life, which is why I'm very excited for tomorrow. I'm a lifelong Bengals fan. I have been through the trials, the tribulations, the ups, the downs, the absolute hell of the 90s, the Carson Palmer injuries, the Carson Palmer trade requests, the Andy Dalton years where we couldn't get out of the freaking first round of the playoff, the 2-14 season, and now that bad motherfucker, Joe Burr, Joe Shiesty, Joe Burrow, Joe Franchise, whatever you want to call him, is going to lead us to victory tomorrow in Super Bowl 56. So I'm very, very pumped for that. But yes, I have been on the pro wrestling beat for going on 4 years now, I believe. Now formerly a Sportskeeda full-time, now with Cage Side Seats and SB Nation and the Bleav in Pro Wrestling podcast channel, which I do with my boy right over there, SP3, Monday through Thursday on the Bleav in Pro Wrestling podcast YouTube channel. So please hit that subscribe button. In fact, I'm going to put in the chat here, I'm going to copy my pinned tweet on my Twitter, and I'm going to put it in the chat here on YouTube for all y'all to follow and make sure to look at, because if you follow those instructions, you will be registered to win up to $100 to shop AEW. So follow my pinned tweet there. You'll see it in the YouTube chat. Bleav in Pro Wrestling. Follow all the instructions there, and you could win up to $100 to shop AEW to get that Hook shirt. Hookers, stand up.
Ooh.
Yes.
Nation.
Whatever you
Hookers.
want. It's on us. You got to follow those instructions on
Get everything.
Get it all. It's $100. That should get you at least like 5 shirts.
There you go. There you go. The hookers are in the house. As you can see, I am working with a not a full deck here today, ladies and gentlemen.
What else is new?
Yeah. Yes. I am dedicated to this business, so I am filming from my cell phone right now because internet is out in my area of New York City. So yes, I love this business. Dedication.
Is it in your building, or is it just like your whole? Is it the block? Like what is happening?
They said the whole area. I tried to call and see if I could fix this before we went live, but they said the whole area, so I'll just leave it at that. We also got here a super chat donation to start out. See, you're gonna see a lot of my ceiling on this episode here. You got a super chat. Got a super chat donation from Vala B, who says weekly deposit. Let's buy that ROH. Absolutely. Thank you, Vala B. We always appreciate that. And we always appreciate your super chat donations. It helps out the channel a lot. It helps us grow and it helps us buy some Valentine's Day gifts. My missus needs some Valentine's Day gifts. So help us out. Help out the ROH fund and deposit that we've been working out, and help me get some hook shirts for Shop AEW, or you can get some by winning Rick's contest because it's great stuff over there. And all you got to do is follow and subscribe. It's free, ladies and gentlemen. It's free, and you get money.
We ain't asking for much here. It's just follow and subscribe, and you can win free money for AEW Revolution Weekend. It's that simple.
Pretty simple equation. But yes, we are here to discuss the week that was in wrestling. So remember to drop a thumbs up on this video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. We got also patreon.com/True Hill Heat. We got True Rewind 67 preview up on there. We're also going to have a post show for True Hill Heat, so you can check out all of that up on patreon.com/True Hill Heat for just $3 a month. But we got to start off things with our True Heel roll call. This is for all our supporters on our YouTube channel as well as social media. Coming in at number 3, once again, you're going to see the phone move. Coming in at number 3, we have Alan Weinstein once again. So he's sticking in that number 3 spot, Krssi. We got Reno Red up there. And of course, as usual, number 1, the Negro Buck, Nick Jackson.
Of course, the Negro. He's no one's trying to replace him. That's just what it is. They don't want the gift from Top Guy JJ. They don't want it, so it is what it is.
They are missing out on this care package from Top Guy JJ.
And it's Valentine's weekend. Are you kidding me? He would have had them decked out for that. He would have had them ready. Yeah, they don't want it. They don't want the good care package from him. It's okay.
Sleeping, free money, free gifts. What are y'all doing?
Right.
Come on, get on it, y'all. We got a super chat donation from the Negro Bug, Nick Jackson, saying starting Ring of Heat's fun to eventually book Hook. Yes, Hook is winning all the titles in Ring of Heat. We also got the Patreon backers: Vala B, Alan Weinstein, Alex McCarthy, Professor Chris, Austin K, Slam and Sammy Joe, You My Boy Blue, Yachty, Robert Haynes, Steve Salvage, Antoine Rutledge, and Fifth Generation Carney. So shout out. Shout out to all our Patreon backers. And speaking of which, we got in the live chat with us Alan Weinstein, who says, "Happy Saturday, y'all. Thanks for making my work morning bearable." We also got with us Jason Michael Campbell, who I haven't seen in a while, saying, hey guys, I'm currently Happy New Year. Yes, I'm currently at the gym. That's what you have to do after being out 3 weeks due to quarantine, because you live with 11 other people, 3 of which had COVID. Sorry to hear that. Hope everyone is doing well and being safe, because it's crazy right now. So Rick, I did say I was going to give you an opportunity to cut a promo on the Rams. And I said I would save it to the end of the show, but we're going to end our show with our trivia battle, because we have a trivia rivalry that is one for the ages. Sportskeeda Wrestling hasn't even informed us when we're gonna have our title unification. You're the current and longest reigning Sportskeeda Wrestling trivia champion. I am the current interim Sportskeeda Wrestling Sportskeeda Wrestling trivia champion. So we're gonna have an unsanctioned match.
So you guys are both champions?
We're both champions. But
I'm Cody Rhodes. He's Sammy Guevara.
Okay,
Yes.
that's what I was just about to say. The same thing. I was like, so we have to have one champion. So you guys, you have to battle it out now.
Well, yeah, but he can't blame me on this one. I've been trying to get the top brass over there, the commission, to schedule this dang contest, and he came back with tomorrow as the date. I'm like, excuse me.
No, it's the Super Bowl.
What the hell? I'm focused on one damn thing tomorrow. After I'm done with this show, I gotta cut and edit an interview and write it up for cage side seats for Monday, so I can focus solely on football on
Tomorrow.
Sunday.
Yeah,
all right, so
yeah.
I'm working all damn day today to make sure I have my time to watch the Bengals just shit kick the Rams tomorrow. Okay, I got food prep to do. It's Super Bowl Sunday. I ain't doing nothing.
Yo, I feel you, man. I feel you.
My apologies, man. I was just looking to get it done. I just wanted to get it done. And speaking of care packages and speaking of people that the Bengals should know very well, I'm going to try to do this because, like I said, I'm on my freaking phone, and now this guy is asking me to get in here. It's very difficult to do when you're on your phone and not on a computer. But here he is, Top Guy JJ, joining us.
God damn, this
How are
motherfucker
you?
had me waiting in the waiting room for like 10 minutes, bro.
Did you not hear my intro?
So listen, I just wanted to say what's up to the guys and congrats to, Who Dey Nation. Y'all had a tough playoff run. Obviously, I would know very well because we kicked Joe Burrow's ass, but y'all still won. But
well, I know
listen,
you're man.
Oh yeah, you already know. Listen, you already know, man. But listen, man, we gotta be bigger people here. And listen, y'all weren't supposed to be here, but y'all here. So take full advantage of it because y'all playing with house money right now because the whole world expects the Rams to win tomorrow.
House money's out the window. House money was all the way up to the AFC Championship game. Like it's if we lost to the Titans, okay, cool. We won 6 games in 2 years. We weren't supposed to be here. I can be happy. You lose to the Chiefs in Arrowhead in the AFC Championship game. Okay, cool. You won 6 games in 2 years. You weren't supposed to be here. I can be happy. You're in the damn Super Bowl. All right. There is no guarantees that you're getting back to this game. Just ask Aaron Rodgers about that. You're here. Win the fucking thing. All right. There ain't no house money no more. It's over. Ain't no excuses.
Rick,
Win the damn thing.
Rick, your team has a second-year quarterback. That's why I say house money. You don't ever see a player within his 3rd year make it to the biggest game in all of professional sports. So take advantage of that shit because everybody gunning for the Bengals next year. Everybody gunning for the motherfuckers next year. But yeah,
Very
man,
true.
apparently we got Valentine's Day weekend coming up and nobody wants to spread the love to their partners. No one wants to take down Nick Jackson from the, top of the roll call. That's all I'm asking for. Just some
That's
competition.
what we were saying.
Just some friendly competition. Ain't nothing crazy. Yeah, come for that. Listen, the care package has nothing to do with the Titans. As much as I love them, it has nothing to do with them. It has everything. It has everything to do with my goods that my professional business is at. So yes, it's a lot of good stuff. And I say, just to put it values over $100. So I'm just saying, it's pretty easy. But obviously, you ain't gonna get it on time.
Women
y'all
love
don't know how to.
candles.
Y'all
just
can't
saying.
be competitive.
People love candles. I burn them all the time. If that's not an initiative to get this package, I don't know what to tell you people.
This
Already starting
is a very happy woman talking right now, so I'm just saying.
That's it.
Already starting the show talking about the Super Bowl, Valentine's Day. No one cares about wrestling, but
Not really.
Alan Weinstein with a super chat donation saying, "I am coming for that care package." So at least you have one person who's being competitive. He went from not being in the True Hills group at all, and then Drop Guy JJ made this challenge, and now he's number 3.
Listen, he's coming. So
It's
let's
coming
go.
slowly but surely. You got a couple weeks.
And speaking of Nick Jackson, he says, man, his super chat donation. Thank you for that. Thank you, Alan, as well. Saying, man, I'm a stoner. You know I love candles.
All right, so I'll be fair to you, Nick Jackson. If you hold on to this for another month, I will send it to you.
Ooh.
You should be like, he makes it to WrestleMania. Make it to WrestleMania. I think that's better.
See, SP, you just threw out the gauntlet. Yep, there you go. You got till April now. You got to hold it on till April. I gave you 4 weeks. He just extended it to 10.
Hey, WrestleMania is not that bad. That's the first week of April. But Top Guy JJ, we appreciate you popping in and joining us. And you're gonna be joining us next week on True Hill Heat, because we'll be, I don't know if we'll do live or film. You let us know in the live chat whether you want us to go live on Friday or film it and then go drop it on Saturday morning. But Top Guy JJ, you plan on joining us next week?
Oh, yeah, man. Come on. Y'all know we got to go live, man. True Hill Heat is not the same without this interaction from the people. We need this heat right here. We need this connection right here. You know what I mean? We got to be able to talk to the people. We got to be able to talk to the people.
That's a big Elimination Chamber pre-show for you guys. I mean, I think you got to go right up to the start of it next Saturday.
All I ask, I'm loving me some AEW right now. The Keith Lee debut was nothing short of amazing. His entrance is a fucking banger. Please stop signing people. Just chill. Pump the fucking brakes after this.
Like, that's not what I thought you was gonna say. Wow.
There's 3 hours. They have 3 hours of TV a week. They need to pump the brakes a little bit, because you got motherfuckers that's gonna go into obscurity. But I love it. But stop. Chill, because once Kenny Omega comes back, everybody getting off TV.
I mean,
just saying.
I guess SP3.
Wait, did SP just freeze? I'm about to say, did he just awkwardly freeze because we just had like 16 seconds of silence? Here we go. Moment of silence for the True Hill Heat Nation. You know what I mean?
But I think SP is frozen.
Listen, man, that's all I ask for, man. It's just like AEW got so much goddamn talent right now, is that you're going to have motherfuckers off TV for a month. And the fact that I learned that I didn't even know Miro was injured. So the fact that he's coming back now, there's so much going on with AEW, man. They need to have something that can last more than 3 weeks.
Yeah. Here's the other thing, though. So, like, they're not going to be done, because they're going to bring in Johnny Gargano, right? Like, they'll probably bring him in at some point. You still got some other top end free agents out there, like maybe like a Bray Wyatt, who they could bring in, which I wouldn't be mad at. But yeah, you're right. They got 3 hours of TV. Look at everybody that they brought in within the last 3 weeks alone. They brought in 6 new people within the last 3 weeks alone.
And I want to.
All they've had Danhausen do so far is hide under a damn wrestling ring.
Yeah, right. They're bringing in these people. Like, all right, so when was the last time Andrade has been relevant on TV? It's been like he was a big signing. Now you got the House of Black with Brody King and Malachi Black, and they ain't doing shit. Like, you can't have these dudes going all the way down to Dark and Elevation. Like, nobody watches that shit.
Right.
Who the fuck watches Dark and Elevation? No one watches that shit. So literally, you gotta fit all these guys on TV.
I did watch Elevation this week for the first time ever.
This week. Motherfuckers had this shit for like 8 months.
I know. And here's the thing: the only reason why I watched it, to your credit, the only reason why I watched it is because one of my former training partners made her AEW debut this week on Elevation and got her ass kicked by Julia Hart. So she lost to a woman one eye. So but whatever. She's got her foot in the door of the company, so I was supporting her. But that proves your point. That's what got me to watch Dark Elevation, not anything else that's come in the last 8 months with that show.
Can I see Adam Cole do something relevant like that? There's so many guys on this fucking show. There's like 1 million people here. Like, I love it.
I think after what we saw this week, I think Adam Cole is going to be the guy who's going to face Hangman Adam Page at Revolution.
That would good matchup.
But is he going to win though? Like, is he going to win it, or like so we have Adam Cole to get squashed?
I'm not going to say squash, but I think
he ain't going to get squashed, girl.
That'll be, come on, it's an Adam Cole match. He's going to go 45 minutes. He's going to hit 87 super kicks.
Right. I'm saying squash meaning he's gonna be the one that has to be get the L.
Yo,
He has to get the L for this one.
Rick ain't never fucking lied with them super kicks. Rick ain't never fucking lied with them super kicks. You see, I'm trying to overstay. I see SP is having some technical issues, so I'm trying to overstay my welcome here a little bit.
Oh no,
you can stay. I know you're at work, so it's fine. You look great as always.
Thank you. I got a business to run, so I can't just stay here for the entire show.
Well, Rick and I can talk about this all day, so it's no problem.
Yeah,
we can talk about SmackDown because he does SmackDown. I do SmackDown, so we can talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah,
SP has us all the news. We can talk about what happened on Raw. I can give you a little bit, not much.
Yeah, I don't watch the.
Well, Raw's the better show right now.
Raw is definitely know that. Rick, you is not lying. I swear, watching SmackDown wants to pull my hair. I was like, I'm sacrificing my Fridays.
You guys got some gall. You guys got some courage. Like, I appreciate you guys.
I'm sacrificing Fridays to watch this. It's like copy and paste now. It's like nothing is happening. Nothing's new. Nothing has like they do the same matches every week. They just do it in a different order now. It's ridiculous. Like I'm so sick of it.
We saw this coming when they gutted the roster at the draft, right? Like it was.
Yeah,
they had Roman Reigns.
I hate the draft though. I can't stand. I never.
They had Roman. They kept Roman Reigns.
Draft is trash.
They kept. Sasha and like Drew McIntyre, and then the rest of it was dudes, all very talented people, but nobody that they have even tried to push into a main event scene at any point in time. I'm just sitting here, I'm going, who the hell are you going to be having fighting Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship? And the answer is Brock Lesnar for 6 damn months. That's it. And now we come to the same issue. Now we come to the same damn issue as what happens after WrestleMania. So you've been able to stretch this all the way to Mania, and now it's okay. I'm going to assume right now that Roman's walking away with both the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship at WrestleMania because I think Brock is winning an Elimination Chamber, hands down. And I don't think that they're going to slow Roman's momentum anytime soon by having Brock beat him at WrestleMania because this is not what Vince wanted. Vince has wanted forever to have Roman go over Brock at WrestleMania and become like the biggest fucking star on the planet. Now that he's finally on that trajectory to do that, he ain't going to screw that up now. This is what he's wanted for 5 damn years. So Roman's walking away with both belts at WrestleMania. Okay.
Absolutely. He's a king. He's in God mode.
Yeah, right. Okay. So then what?
Now what happens? Yes, exactly.
Y'all gonna have to tell me that shit because I watch.
Then what happens?
I overstayed my welcome. I got to punch out here. So I will be seeing you guys on Friday. Rick, good luck tomorrow. You guys should have a really, really fantastic game. But appreciate the time with you guys, and I will see you guys on Friday. Love y'all.
Love you. Bye.
Great day.
So
Rick and I was hear us? Are you here?
Right.
Are you here now?
My whole setup is really screwed up at the moment.
It's all right. Don't worry.
we just
don't worry about it.
You know, it's all right.
It's fine. It's okay. Don't even stress out. It's cool. We can have Rick come to do
that. Was the first words that didn't sound like a computer, like just well, that was the first word. Thank you, Krssi. Vala be telling us for next week that we go live or we don't go at all. He also says stop signing men and keep signing women, which is a good point for AEW and the point that Top Guy JJ said. And I don't agree with Top Guy JJ. I know, surprise. I feel like I talked about it with Rick on Bleav in Pro Wrestling podcast. The roster that they have is a benefit to them, and all they have to do is figure out a way to properly recycle that talent, and rotate them to in the right way that WWE was never able to accomplish. It wasn't a thing of WWE was signing too many people and people was like stop signing people. No, it was the fact they were signing people and not using them.
Right.
Like, AEW is able to use them and rotate them, then it's fine in my opinion. We also got here good comment here from Michael S, who says another show mentioned they can feature stars for a run, then dip and recoup, then let another star shine and rotate the talent. Reintroductions and debuts always pop. Think about Moxley. So that's actually a really good point with like AEW for a few months there was without Moxley, was without Omega, Jericho was not there consistently, and they were still able to keep that quality, which is one of their better traits of the roster right now. What do y'all think?
And the thing that is definitely a benefit to the performers is, look, they don't have to be out on the road 320 days of 365 out of the year. So, that they don't have to put in at the house shows and this, that, and the other thing and go, God damn, what was it? It was SummerSlam weekend. And the SmackDown stars had to roll out that night after SummerSlam because they had a house show in like Ithaca, New York or some shit the next day after SummerSlam. And it's like, why are you doing that to these guys? Like they just had like a big ass show in Las Vegas and you're sending them out to fucking Ithaca, New York for a house show for like 320 people. Stop it. So there's AEW has the benefit of not having the wear and tear and burnout, which is a real damn thing, especially in WWE when you see people who are just straight up quitting. Toni Storm was fighting for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Granted, they didn't focus on that. They focused more on a pie. But still, she was coming off of a title feud and said, nah, I'm out. See you, bye. She just left.
Yeah.
I mean, so
why do you have...
It does benefit the performers.
It doesn't. It's like, why do you shouldn't have so many road shows. Not everything is still fully open. And I think we're starting to get to that point now. But we still have this thing happening. We still have COVID around. And you want to have little house shows here and there. You don't have to have 4 house shows a week. Is not necessary. If you have 3 main shows, what is the point of this? Why are you overworking your people? And then, like you said, this is probably one of the reasons why she quit. They don't need to do all of this every day. We don't need all these house shows.
Especially when you're coming off of 2 years of staying in your house. I mean,
right.
These people were living at home, just going to the studio to record on a Monday or a Tuesday or a Friday or whatever it was, and then they were going home. I think some of them really don't like that schedule so much anymore.
Right.
Now, speculating.
Yeah.
This would be me. If I spent 2 years at home working, I ain't going to miss the damn road. And then you're going to throw me from LA to Ithaca, New York, and in a 24-hour span after SummerSlam? Fuck you.
Yep. It's true. It's very true. It's so like, and then the time frame, like you're in Vegas time. Now I got to go all the way to New York. Like that time. When do I sleep? When do I get to rest? You don't.
And think if you're somebody like Becky Lynch who's traveling with a 1-year-old, she don't ever sleep. She don't ever damn sleep.
She don't sleep.
Ronda Rousey too.
Ronda too. Yeah, they both have. They still have babies. They're not even 1. I think they're still like babies. They're still like
I think Becky's daughter's 13, 14 months. But yeah,
she's about to be 1. I think because she had the baby. When did she give her up the belt? Around like right after April. So she's turning 1 soon.
Yeah, I think she's already there. But, I mean, regardless, think about this. Seth and Becky are both on the card in Saudi Arabia. Are they taking their 1-year-old baby on a flight to Saudi Arabia?
They are.
Jesus.
I mean,
you saw the pictures of Ronda at the Royal Rumble. She was breastfeeding as she's getting ready for the Royal Rumble match. Like, this is how it is. Like,
this is what nonstop. It is. You bring the baby.
You can't even stop to be a mother.
Nope. It's just, I don't know. They have to figure it out.
That's where AEW has the advantage with the larger roster and the less TV time and the less travel and things like that. And it opens up their superstars to do other stuff. You got Cody, who's been off TV for God knows how long, and he's doing a reality show and the Go Big show and the whatever the hell else show that he's doing or whatever the hell. So they actually like let people explore and do other avenues. Whereas
which WWE, I like. I think
whereas WWE is starting to fire people over a damn Twitch channel. It's like,
yes, talk about it, Rick. Let's go. I mean,
it's really apples.
Really sad.
It's apples to oranges.
It is. It really is.
And you wonder why everybody wants to go to AEW.
Right. Let Ali go. Like, don't have him sitting there. Let him leave.
That's
like
the strangest goddamn thing to me is you have no problem letting anybody on this planet go, including your own damn son, Vince McMahon.
Supposedly.
And you're gonna hang on to Ali. Like, if you don't want to be there, don't let him. Just let him go. Doesn't make any sense to me. What are you trying to salvage? You ain't using him anyway.
Right there we go. Like, you're gonna probably make him go to Saudi. You probably make him, have a fight with Mansoor or somebody else there, whatever. And then, he's gonna be back in the back chilling. Or let me just stay home.
That's
I'd rather
funny.
stay home with my family.
It's funny you mentioned that. We haven't had any sight of Mansoor in what, 2 or 3 weeks? We're a week out from a Saudi Arabia pay.
Oh no, more than
have Mansoor on the card.
More than 2 weeks.
Rick, I'm about to say more than 2 weeks. It's been a month. It's been months.
I haven't seen Mansoor in 2022. To be honest with you,
he teamed with Cesaro to determine the number 1 tag team contenders with the.
That was the very first week of 2022. He hasn't been on TV since.
So
like
you're not going to have Mansoor, who is like the Undertaker of Saudi shows. You're not going to have him at Elimination Chamber. What are we doing?
They could have put him in Elimination Chamber.
Undertaker took WrestleMania 35 off. So Mansoor can take Elimination Chamber. We got Goldberg, we got Lita. So we're gonna talk more about Chamber, but I did want to get to what we missed this week. You guys kind of touched on it. The big Dynamite show that was this week. They hit big with their ratings. They did 1.129 million viewers, their highest viewership on TBS network since the move, and most viewers since September 29th. So a few months since their the largest viewership that they got this week. The show was highlighted by, of course, the arrival of former NXT champion Keith Lee, who defeated Isaiah Cassidy in an awesome debut bout to qualify for the Face of the Revolution ladder match. New Japan Pro Wrestling Switchblade Jay White, the leader of the Bullet Club, walked through the. Thank you, Krssi.
Just bring my other cute and we be all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm sorry.
I love it, Krssi. Switchblade Jay White, he walked through the Forbidden Door to help Adam Cole and the Young Bucks beat down Roppongi Vice. Hangman Adam Page defeated Lance Archer in an absolute bloody Texas death match to retain the AEW World Title. Jade Cargil beat AQA to retain the TBS Championship, as AQA is now All Elite as well. She's just was signed this week. And then finally, CM Punk and Jon Moxley defeated FTR in a tremendous tag team contest to give Punk a rematch with MJF after his lavish opening entrance and braggadocious promo. Miss Krssi Luv, what was the highlight for AEW Dynamite for you this week?
Besides seeing fine Jay White, of course, have to give it to Keith Lee. Just amazing. Like that pop, my God, amazing. Like he deserves it. And someone that just got married on Saturday, you're supposed to be on your honeymoon. You just left your wife. But I'm so excited for him. Congrats. Well deserved. The way he threw Isaiah, that poor child. I mean, he threw him like he was a rag doll across that ring. I mean, I was like, is he gonna get up? Like, what is happening right now? But good for him. I can't wait to see what happens with him. I hope he's not like sitting in the back, just in the shuffle. I hope that they use him well. And like you guys all touched on before, let them, have a run here. They can run somewhere else. Like we're not confined to this box. I can like go this place and wrestle for one person. I can go over here and still come back for Wednesday or Friday or whichever day, and still, do a show with you guys. So, kudos to them. We knew it was going to happen. We didn't know when. I don't know if it got leaked or whatever, but, that was one of my highlights from the show. The death match, oh my God, that was crazy. Even though I knew Archer was going to lose, but what a match. Amazing.
Yeah.
So good. Archer should definitely get more, love or whatever. But, I guess he's just one of the guys that's just there to put good matches on and just lose.
I mean,
SP3, you said it best earlier in the week. He's like AEW's version of Kane. Like that's correct. Right. You just out there just to be the big guy, you just do a lot of chaos and then you lose. That's fine. You're the big unstoppable monster until the 3 count. Yeah.
Like Big Show in the mid 2000s. After he beat Brock, anytime he was in like the WWE title picture or world title picture, he was there just to lose until he won like the ECW title because RVD smokes weed. But Rick, what did you take away from this edition, and what do you see is like the ceiling for Keith Lee in AEW?
Sky's the limit. Obviously, Keith Lee has everything you want in a superstar. This is a guy who's obviously very powerful. He's very charismatic. He's over with the crowd. And on top of being this big big monster, he's also very, very agile, and he does stuff in the ring that people his size should not do or should not be able to do. Look, AEW can do anything and everything they want with him. He can be the next AEW world champion if they really want to. And I think this is a guy, when he made his debut on AEW, when I'm watching him just chuck Isaiah Cassidy from corner to corner and give him the Uncle Phil to DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Yes, that's exactly what he did. Wow, yep. Right out the house. Yep.
I'm watching all this, and every 10 seconds, the same sentence is going off in my damn head. It's like, how did WWE fuck this guy up?
Yo, why?
How and why? This is one of these guys, whether it's Keith Lee, whether it's Karrion Kross, whether it's Aleister Black, or Malachi Black. Now there are so many different guys where it's like, okay, this guy's good. Just bring him up to the main roster, let him cook, let him do what they've been doing, and they are going to be stars for you on the main roster. And instead, they immediately come up there. It's like, okay, everything you've been doing is great, but we're going to tinker here, we're going to tweak here, we're going to put you in a singlet, we're going to give you some stupid ass nickname, we're going to give you a gimp mask, we're going to make you lose in your first match after going undefeated for 8 months, because this is going to be a story that's definitely going to play out, and then it never fucking does. And then when you're not successful, it's your fault.
Yep.
We're gonna let you go. Yeah. And it's like, no, guy, you had slam dunk, tailor-made main event stars ready to go for your roster, and you screwed them up. This is all on creative. And this is why I am very, very concerned for Damian Priest right now, is because this guy was perfect. You were booking him well. He was over with the crowd. He is a freaking rock star. And then you turn him into Steve Buscemi from Mr. Deeds, right? You give him the crazy eyes, and that's it. Like, all of a sudden, that's his gimmick now, is he's crazy eyes and he can't control his temper. And now nobody gives a shit about him. And now he's starting to lose. And I'm worried he's going to drop the United States Championship to AJ Styles on Monday. And then it's like, okay, well, what do you do with him now at WrestleMania?
I want him to lose anyway.
I'm worried. I'm worried about Damian Priest right now, because I have seen this story play out too often recently.
Yeah, it's very, very true. Very, very poignant words right there. But Krssi Luv, why do you want Damian Priest to lose on Monday?
I mean, I don't want him to lose.
He hates crazy eyes. No,
I don't like the crazy eyes. I think he's been losing momentum since, like, right after WrestleMania, like, since he was not with Bad Bunny no more. His stock has been trickling down little by little. Just me, I don't know about anyone else. I don't know if anyone else agrees, but I think after Bad Bunny, it's just like, okay, we don't really, I mean, he has the belt, but, like, what is his run doing? He's almost like Sammy Guevara. It's like, okay, let's go. Like, anything else you're gonna do, that's good. And I'm like, are you gonna do? And it's not his fault. It's just booking. It's just what it is. And I'm just like, we can give it to another young guy. Like, let another young guy get it and let him have a run. Like, it's. I'm kind of like, okay, I've seen enough of you now.
It's kind of like Damian Priest, kind of like stock market, right? Like, okay, he's riding high at WrestleMania. And then what do they immediately do? Oh, we're going to keep having you wrestle The Miz and Morrison for a little bit. And then it's like, okay, well, now I've dropped down a bit. Oh, okay, but now you're going to wrestle Sheamus. Great match. Oh, now you're going to win the United States Championship. Okay, now it's going. Now he's starting to get over. And to me, when he bottomed out, or at least started to, he reached the top of the hill and the roller coaster started dropping down, was Extreme Rules. I think, and this is just me, I think the WWE heard the crowd reaction for that triple threat, and I was there in person. That crowd in Columbus, Ohio wanted Jeff Hardy to win the United States Championship, and I think WWE panicked on Damian Priest. That's just my opinion on it. I have no inside information, no facts whatsoever. I can just go back to that point in time, and then all of a sudden things started tweaking for Damian Priest, and now all of a sudden we got crazy eyes. You kick me in the balls, I'm gonna lose.
He keeps getting disqualified now. Like, it's like
getting disqualified, or he's getting beat. Like, it's a shame what they are currently doing to him, and I don't know how he gets out of this funk. I really don't, because they're not gonna let him.
Yeah. SP's out of here again.
SP3's out of here.
No, the stock has went down a long time ago. It's not his fault. It's just people love Jeff Hardy. They love the Hardy Boys. So, yes. It's just, and look at now what happened with Jeff. He like, nope, I'm out of here. Like, we're good. that's no fault of Damian Priest. Don't like that. Just Jeff just has a big pop. He's always going to have a pop. That's just what they do. You shouldn't have let that like tarnish his momentum. Like you could have booked him in another way and had him still like going back up. I don't think that should have like tarnished like what was happening with with him. I don't know. It's just
like I said, and I could be totally off base, but that just seems to be like it's the only explanation that I can come up with.
Right.
It like of why you had this guy who is looks like $1 million, commands the presence of an audience. He is a star. I was at the SummerSlam press junket, and that guy walked into the room, and he just grabbed the attention of everybody. He is a star. He is a star. And then all of a sudden, it's like they start tinkering with him, and I'm like, why would you
lackluster
do that?
Now? Yeah.
Why would you do that to this guy who is still $1 million? He still looks great in the ring. But I'm just looking at the signs. He's starting to lose. They didn't have him do shit in the Royal Rumble. I'm concerned.
I feel like Vince is doing this kind of on purpose to the NXT people, if it makes sense. It just fill me out for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like you have them come up, give them big pops, and then little by little, they start to like fall down the list of people. Okay, first we're number 1. Now we're gonna be maybe 5. Then we get to 7. Then we get to 20. Like it's just come. Like look at Rhea Ripley. Like it's just like it's like a ripple effect. You know what I'm saying? Like they just start coming down. Look, Chauncey, where the hell is she at? No one knows.
They turned her heel and sent her ass right to catering. Like that's basically what they did to her, and it's basically the issue with Priest is exactly the comparison that Rick was making. It's similar to what they did with Keith Lee. It's not their idea, so they don't accept it. If it's not Vince's idea and it's not where it should be in his mind, he feels he has to fix it. Even though it's not broken, he's got to fix it. So that is the biggest issue, and why WWE will never use anyone's idea, or really literally in the past decade, you can count on like one hand the people that WWE just allowed to be the performers that were successful outside of their company. AJ Styles.
Oh God.
Kevin Owens is still pretty much Kevin Steen.
That's it, really.
They let Sammy be himself. They give him but they let but Sammy, what makes him so brilliant is that he can take the shit that WWE gives him and he can make it work. And that's why he's so valuable. More often than not. Last night was shit, but more often than not, he can make it work. You know who Vince McMahon is? I'm sitting here, it just hit me. He's Tim the Toolman Taylor. That is exactly who Vince McMahon is. You give him a world-class lawnmower like Damian Priest, and he's going, you know what we need? More fucking power. And he's going to start tinkering, and before you know it, that damn lawnmower
he's trying to make home improvements. It's not working.
Absolutely. And who was his partner on the show? What was his name?
Al Borland.
Al Borden. He's always, when the WWE is most successful, he has an Al Borden. And sometimes the Al Borden was like Vince Russo or Paul Heyman, or for the last couple of years, anything good was Triple H, but he doesn't have that Al Borden anymore. Triple H went on a cardiac event. He's not running NXT or not helping out on the main roster. Bruce Pritchard, he done ran, like, if he's Al Borden after, like, he got hit in the head with one of Tim's tools and cannot think the same. Like, I don't know what happened to Bruce Pritchard. Bruce Pritchard was able to be right by the side of Vince McMahon and create good stuff, but since he's been back, I don't know what to tell you. It's just
Bruce Pritchard isn't Al Borland. Bruce Pritchard is Wilson, the neighbor. He's hiding behind
I'm
the
about
fence.
to say, yes, Bruce Pritchard is definitely behind the gate. He's like peeking over. Does it work? Is it not working? Okay, I'm gonna go back down. Like, yes, exactly. That's
all right, Tim, you can ask me for some advice, and I'm gonna tell you some stuff, but you may or may not listen, and you're just gonna do whatever the hell you want to do anyway.
And that's exactly what Vince is doing. He's gonna take the ideas. He'll listen, maybe not listen, and 9 out of 10 chance he's not listening to you. Like, he's like copying. Like, he doesn't like. Just pay the money. You just pay the bills. Like, be in the background. Just be a chair. Just be a member of the board. Just step down. Like, you don't know what it's over.
And they're basically just recasting Jonathan Taylor Thomas with the likes of Keith Lee and Damian Priest and all these guys. And it's like they get more popular than the main character. And they're like, all right, now you can leave the show. Now you can go.
Now you can go on your way.
Now you can go.
I should also note, as far as what we were talking about with Dynamite, Tony Khan revealed some news on how Jay White's arrival in AEW came together, noting that it happened after he made a mistake teasing the Forbidden Door. Like me and Rick were talking about it all week. How can this be Forbidden Door and free agent? But Tony Khan explained in a tweet, I didn't secure at Jay White NZ until Sunday. I realized after the fact that Friday night I butchered my own definition of Forbidden Door in hyping tonight. I heard the fans' feedback and wanted to ensure that tonight was a special AEW Dynamite for all. Thank you, everyone who watched. And I think to encapsulate what we've been talking about here with the differences between the two companies, Krssi Luv, how often have you heard the fans think one thing and Vince says, no, we can't do that because that's predictable. Let's do the opposite. And in this case, Tony Khan heard the fans because he messed up. And don't let Vince ever mess up because he'll never admit it. Like,
right, of course.
And like I said, Tony, and I've said this before on True Hill Heat, Tony Khan is horrible on Twitter, but this was a case where he was actually really good. He acknowledged his mistake, and he told everybody the steps he took to make sure that he came through on his promise. So how do you think about the two differences between these two owners, Krssi?
More so, one, I feel like Tony, like he takes feedback. He understands what people are saying. He sees what the fans are, accepting or want to have. You understand what I'm saying? Whereas Vince, he really does not care. We could say the sky is blue. He was like, I don't care. Like, whatever. Like, yeah, it's blue and it's gonna be red tomorrow. So what? Like, it's just the two difference between the guys. Like, Tony is just more so, and he's young. I feel like Tony is younger. He understands, like, he's been a wrestling, like these things, like he's more susceptible of like making changes and he can adapt to things and do things that what he knows is going to get pops and bring him more money. Look at the viewership that happened for Wednesday.
Yeah.
So he knows how to like fix things. Like he had the last thing where we was mad at him a few weeks ago and we was just like, turn his Twitter off. Turn the Twitter off. Don't let him speak to nobody right now. Like have the PR people come and like fix it up. Whereas in like, this week, he wanted to have one person have a shine, but still have the door open. Like we didn't need Jay White to have a fight. Like, let him just show his presence, let his cute behind come in the screen, and then he can leave. Have the Young Bucks be like thrown off. But we're going to have Keith Lee have a match. Jay White's been wrestling. Keith Lee hasn't been. Yeah. So why would we let Jay White wrestle? Because he was on Impact with a few weeks ago. Or last week or sometime.
This week. He was on Impact this week.
So I'm saying, like, we don't need Jay White to, like, have that impact. It's going to give us enough pop, but we're going to hold off on it, like, right. Like I'm not going to give you the whole cake. I'm going to give you a piece. I'm going to give you a slice of the cake. Whereas with Keith Lee, I'm going to give you the whole cake. I'm going to give you the whole piece of the pie. If that makes sense.
That's a big ass
pie.
It's a big ass pie, right? Vince is just like, we're gonna come, we're gonna do what you people doing. He's lied to us so many times. People just like, yeah, whatever. Like they don't care what we want. They don't care. You say you do, but you really don't.
Remember, we're supposed to be the authority figures right now, ladies and gentlemen, not Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville.
Right.
Lizzie Stallion.
Okay, sorry, go ahead. You read that, but I got a comment to make after that.
No, I was showing some love to you because Lizzie Stallion says, wow, that's a description and a half, the Undertaker of Saudi Arabia, of Saudi shows. Wow. Yes. But yes, Rick, go ahead.
Look, I think the thing that makes Tony Khan really successful in this role, 4 years ago, he was a fan. He's more in tune with today's product and what today's fan wants. And I think he still keeps tabs on all of it somehow, some way. This is a guy who helps run a soccer team, an NFL team, and runs a wrestling promotion
all the time.
Yeah, all at one time, which made that Congress thing that happened this week even more unbelievable when it happened. And thankfully it turned out to be, fake and whatever. But he keeps up with all of it. And I think that he really kind of focuses on what the fans are talking about, what the fans are hot for, what they're not, where Vince just has his blinders on. He's focused on WWE, his vision, his product. That's it. He knows best and he moves forward. He has been a promoter for so damn long. I think Vince has forgotten what it's like to be a fan. And I think, Vince is just gotten out of touch with today's wrestling. I think that's just what it is. I think that's what helps Tony be more successful, is that he is more in touch with today's audience. And I do agree with you. He'll take some criticism. But we have seen Tony Khan blow up when he's gotten some criticism that he does not feel should be warranted as well. So that's another thing. Sometimes he just needs to keep his damn mouth shut. Sometimes.
That's it. Yep.
You don't have to respond to every bit of criticism you get, Tony. We got Nick Jackson says, so happy to see King Switch. He's clearly here for a good time, not a long time. So I'll take as much of him on my TV as possible. Brilliant wrestler and character. We also got Nick Jackson also saying, if Dummy Khan doesn't use Keith Lee properly, I'll never forgive him. Hope we see Mia Yim come in soon. I hope so as well. And yes. Yes, the dummy Khan has become one of our affectionate names for Tony Khan. When he tries to book African Americans, we call him Anton Khan. So we have different aliases for Tony Khan, if you weren't aware here, Rick. Cool. We got Frantic World said AEW Dynamite had Keith Lee, the knife pervert, 2 women's matches and a great main event. So he loved that the pleasant episode that we got. Nick Jackson also got.
I was gonna say, we keep giving him praise for having 2 women's matches on Dynamite. One of them was literally 60 seconds long. So let's not give him too much praise here, okay?
You gotta crawl before you walk. Just saying. Rhea
Deebs came in and she knew what she was doing, and she left right away. It was over.
They literally just. I mean, it is what it is. That's how it is. We got Nick Jackson who says, shout out to Rick and Krssi for holding it down with its tech issues. I'm trying my best here from my phone.
We got this. We good. Don't worry.
Yes, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all.
The only thing I told Rick, I was like, the only thing I don't have is the news. Other than that, I could talk to you about anything now. We can do this.
I mean, hell, SP3 and I, we average 58 minutes for our 30-minute podcast on the Bleav in Pro Wrestling, podcast channel. So, we know how to talk. All right, we can have this shit now. It ain't no big deal.
Exactly. I know this. I have faith in both of y'all. But yes, we have to talk about also what we missed, which was last night, Friday night in wrestling, where we had WWE SmackDown first. They had a Goldberg and Roman Reigns with sit-down interviews ahead of Elimination Chamber. You also had.
Oh my God! Oh, I'm sorry.
There they are, right there.
There you go.
On and LeFou.
You also had Los Lotharios defeat the New Day, and then in the main event, an absolute banger. Of a matchup. Excellent main event with Charlotte Flair defeating Naomi to retain the SmackDown Women's Championship. 20-minute matchup, but definitely delivered, in my opinion, Naomi's best match of her career. After the match, Sonya Deville and Charlotte jumped Naomi, and it was Ronda Rousey that came out for the save to set up a tag team match at the Elimination Chamber. Who I will say here on True Hill Heat, I first heard breaking from Rick Ucchino. I only say it here. I won't say it anywhere else. But yes, I first heard it from Rick Ucchino before it was announced. But Ronda Rousey and Naomi will verse SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville.
They want Ronda to be Rick, such a fan. I got the receipt,
bad. I got the receipt. I can show you the message to prove that I had it before Sean Rossap. But I'm not an insider. I'm not a reporter. So I let him do what he do.
I almost thought you hit up your fellow Cincinnati Bengals fan and you were the one that leaked that information to us.
No, I thought about it, but here's the thing, and this is why I'm not an insider, because the second I say something like that, they change the fucking thing. So it's like I'm not doing it. Not doing it.
I understand. I totally understand. You're a smart man for that. And Ali, actually, our good friend Alex McCarthy also tells me the same thing with that. But Miss Krssi Luv, your girl Naomi delivered on Friday night. So what was your thoughts on that absolute excellent main event between Charlotte and Naomi?
It just proves what we've been saying a long time, that she should have been a part of the bloodline. Like she should have been, like, she can make, like, look, they closed out a show. She gave a banger of it. They just didn't give her a chance, and I was so happy. I mean, we knew she wasn't gonna win, but those near falls, I mean, wow, like she was close up, like maybe like 3-4 times she was close to like winning. And the crowd was on her side. Like you just seen, like, everyone was like rooting for her. And of course, Charlotte, of course, won, but they just have to have Ronda come out and save her. Like, oh my God, wow. Let's make the crowd be on Ronda's side. We don't need that shit. Like,
that's what they're trying to do. And it is actually smart.
It's actually sad. Is it smart?
Look, if they are trying to get Ronda Rousey over, putting her with Charlotte and then having her save somebody who is already over is about the smartest thing that they could possibly do to get the crowd to cheer for Ronda Rousey. Do I think they should have brought her back as a babyface? Hell no. I think that is equally as dumb as bringing Becky Lynch back as a heel.
Right.
But this is WWE, and this is just what they do.
Yes.
So at least they're going about
it's
a bad idea, but the execution to make it work so far has been flawless.
Okay.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like that last night, that was a great move to have her come out. The crowd was definitely into Naomi during her whole matchup, and then Ronda Rousey coming out and making the save for her, especially with two established heels out there with Charlotte and Sonya. It worked. Like, you just have to, for anyone who has their feelings, and I know Krssi is one of them about Ronda Rousey, just listen to the crowd. That's the best judge. You have to kind of take yourself out of the moment and just listen to the crowd, and that's how you judge if a segment is a success or not. And Ronda Rousey, the last 2 weeks on SmackDown, as a babyface, has been a success.
Okay.
Rick, you see, and you thought you were the hardest person for me to convince something good about Ronda Rousey. Man, we got a super chat donation
from. The only thing you said was like they should have kept Becky as the heel and her as the face. That's the only thing I can't agree with you on. Other than that,
I think Ronda Rousey's a hell of a worker, especially for only being in the business for a year. I think she took to this business like a duck to water. But yeah, look, the natural thing was to just let her go and be a heel when they came back. That what they're doing does not make a whole lot of sense to me, but they're doing a good job of executing their plan to this point. I still think they missed the biggest layup in the world. If they knew that Ronda was coming back and you had Becky Lynch, who that literally the entire summer the crowd was cheering to come back.
Right.
And then you immediately bring her back as a heel. I don't understand some of the moves that they had made. Mm-hmm. That being said, I am a fan of the big time Beck's character. Becky just being over as fuck is hilarious to me, and she's clearly having the time of her life doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying her work, and I'm a big Becky Lynch homer, and even her saying that she would rather be in Davenport, Iowa than Cincinnati, Ohio is not enough for me to boo her, and I never will boo her. And that
right.
Whether or not that makes her an effective heel, we could talk about that until the cows come home. But slowly, like, you can gradually make her into that heel. They didn't have to do it right off of the bat.
They didn't have to back off the back, right? Like, let her turn into big time Bex. I would have preferred a transition into big time Bex. I had no problem with big time Bex. I love the flamboyant outfits, just like her her husband. I think it's like obnoxious and funny and like ridiculous all at the same time. She comes out and I think she's having fun being this person, but it's just not going over with everyone else, which is fine. But in the interim, it's just like, you guys, you had a story. Keep the same story that you had, because now you lose the story. Like, what's the point of them even fighting now? What's the point? Like, Ronda has some type of revenge on her. Like, let her be. Like, it's just, it doesn't work. It just makes sense.
And that was the other thing. Like, Ronda coming back and not immediately going after Becky also didn't make any sense to me, because that was the slam dunk. Like, Ronda coming back and being like, okay, hey, Becky's still here. She's the only person to beat me. Really could talk about that pinfall that wasn't a pinfall at WrestleMania 35 if you wanted to.
Right.
But this is the only woman who's ever beaten me in WWE, and she still has my title that she took from me 3 years ago.
Hello.
Yeah, there you go. All they had to do was have her show up in the center of the ring in Cincinnati, Ohio, get in Becky's face and say, I choose you. The exact mirror of what happened with Becky and Ronda 3 fucking years ago. That's all they had to do. That is all they had to do. And they decided, nope, we're going to go with Ronda versus Charlotte, which is the match that Vince always wanted from the get-go. Rollins Curtis.
That's also true. You're absolutely right. Cause he's a Charlotte girl. That's his baby. But
and to be fair, Charlotte is one of the goats. She's one of the all-time best, except when it's taking face bumps.
Absolutely.
She's not good at taking face bumps. We've seen that. You're going to see more of that next week on SmackDown for anybody who's been on Twitter. That's something she needs to work on, but everybody's got something they need to work on. Want to get to the super chat here from Rollin Curtis. Says, when you guys hear that WWE had to plead with Ronda to let go of her anger towards the fans, and Ronda say that it's hard not to take, well, you took it down. Hang on. Can you put that back up? I was reading that.
Yeah.
Hi. Can you put that? Thank you. Do you guys still assume that that her wrestling is fake comment was a work?
I think she's just still. I think she's been working them like from the get go. You know what I'm saying? Like wrestling's fake. So like I think that's just her. Like she's just obnoxious and like annoying on purpose.
I don't think these two things correlate, to be honest with you. I think Ronda doing the whole work stuff is not related to her taking things bitterly. Yes, I think this was a work. The wrestling is fake comment. That was a work to get fans riled up. But her, holding on this anger towards fans, I think that is completely unrelated. I do think there is still a part of her that is just disappointed, right? That the fans turned on her when she first came in, one of the most over baby faces in the company. And then they slowly started to turn on her. And then WWE did her the disservice of putting her up against Becky Lynch, who was the hottest character and the hottest baby face in the company. So obviously they were going to choose Becky over Ronda. And I think, there is some bitterness there still. And this isn't the first time that we've heard this. Remember when Edge, right? I think it was SummerSlam in his hometown of Toronto. He got booed out of the damn building.
Yeah.
Booed out of the building. And he was like, okay, you're going to boo me? Fuck
no
you
problem.
People. Yeah. And he went on this monster ass heel run. I think that was 2005.
It was great. Yeah.
And it was great. So you can take the bitterness and turn it, or you can take it personally and just, let it eat at you. And I think that's where Ronda is kind of done with this. Is she still bitter about the fans booing her 3 years later?
Probably.
Like, look, it's wrestling. If you get a reaction,
that's what we do. Yeah.
If you get a reaction, you're golden. The thing you don't want to hear is crickets. That's what you don't want to hear. You don't want that Mad Cat Moss reaction. All right.
You don't want the Mad Cat. Yeah.
Okay. Roman Reigns, right? Roman Reigns, they tried to make Roman Reigns the biggest baby face in the world for 5 years. And he would get booed out of the building. At least they were responding. They were reacting. Yep. They cared enough to get out of their seat and vocalize their displeasure of this man. If they don't say shit, then you have a problem.
Bad. Yep.
That's bad. Any reaction is good in wrestling. And I think, that's where I think WWE had to kind of talk to her about that. And that's why I would have brought her back as a heel. But WWE's like, no, you can't show any of that because we need you to be a babyface, which again is kind of working. It's working against nature. That's what WWE.
Yes. I don't understand why they don't understand how you guys put the story in play. Like, let the story play out. Like, we want the ending of the story. Like, you're not giving us what you guys started initially. Like, it just come on. Like, why does that? Let her, if she wants to do that, let her do it. It's not. How bad could it be?
It wouldn't have been, but at least this way, presumably, we'll get the culmination of the Bianca and Becky story that was started at SummerSlam. Because I think
we never got an ending to. So
right. So I'm hoping that it's going to be Bianca and Becky at WrestleMania, and then Bianca can win her title back, and then everything will come full circle. Because I'm ready to see what happens with Becky Lynch when she doesn't have a championship. That's the story.
Right. That's the story.
Is because she's been on top of the mountain for so damn long now. What happens when she gets knocked down to the bottom? Right. Because she's big time Beck. She's doing everything that she can to stay on top of the mountain. When she finally gets knocked down, where does she go from there? Because she hasn't been on the chase. She hasn't been on the climb for 3 years now. So I'm interested to see how that dynamic and how that story unfolds. And I think it's going to be good for the women's division all around, because it's not like they're going to take Becky Lynch, who is still one of their biggest stars, and not do anything with her because she doesn't have a championship.
Right,
so that's going to help other women that are on the roster as well.
And you have Asuka that may come back as well, and Bayley. So like some of those girls have to get in the trinkle and have to chase one another some kind of way. So we have the potential stories there. We have the people. You just got to get the execution right. Like if y'all don't execute it right, then like what is the damn point? Like, like don't you have the women that can do the work? Let them do it. Like I don't know why they don't have trust in these girls. Like let them like play. I feel like, and even it's like the creative. They if this is not their idea, it doesn't matter. Like they have to take it and like do everything else.
Well, I mean, look what even when they let somebody try their own thing, right? Like with Nikki ASH,
right?
They don't give her the tools to succeed.
Right. That they ripped it away from her.
when that character first started, you should have had merchandise ready to go. You should have had her, a plan for this. I mean, this is a superhero character in 2022. Right. You can't tell me you can't make money off of that. Like
she could have been a new day of females. Like she could that kids would have absorbed that. Like why didn't y'all like?
She could have been the Molly Holly and Hurricane Helms
of
this era, but actually like
better.
Win shit.
Yes,
but better, but actually win shit, because Hurricane always like tried to go up against the big boys and would get his ass kicked, and he didn't start winning until he took the mask off and was Gregory Helms, and he had the Cruiserweight Championship for like a year and a half. But Nikki ASH, they actually did book her pretty well out of the gate. She wins Money in the Bank. She wins the Raw Women's Championship. She's having banger matches with Charlotte Flair back-to-back weeks. And then they get to SummerSlam, and it's this huge triple threat match, and it's fantastic. And they take the belt right off of her.
Which we knew that was,
and then they put her in this tag team with Rhea Ripley and get rid of all the other tag teams, and then they just park them on the bench.
Right.
It's
look at all the girl tag teams now, because look at like Zelina.
There's one.
Zelina and Carmella.
There's one. They've had one. So for the longest time, it's like the max they've had is 2, which is they need to address that. But but like they didn't have Nikki ASH merch out until like the week before SummerSlam. Like they didn't have,
like, and she was that character for like how long?
At that point, like 3 months.
Right.
She debuted, and then there was a month that went by, and then she won the Money in the Bank, and then she cashed in, and she was champion for like a month and a half, and then they were heading into summer.
But that was like Bianca as well when she won the Royal Rumble. They barely had merch for her.
Yeah.
They had just the NXT merch.
Here's the other thing, right? So that Nikki ASH character, that is generated towards a younger audience. Okay? They kept putting her on in hour 3. They kept putting her on put her on at 8 or 8:30 when your target audience is still awake.
Yep, because they go to bed at 9, after 9. 9:30 is over.
Yes. So they kept putting her on at 10 o'clock when that should be, the adult swim hour.
Right.
And, it's just, they constantly like do things that go against her. And now they've turned her heel, which goes against everything that character was invented for.
Right. Yep.
But to their credit, I'm also more interested in anything that Nikki ASH has been doing now than she has been for the last 3 months. So
I want to see a bad guy, superhero. Let's see what happens with this person. Like, okay, now that she's, not winning, let me see how I can cheat to win. Like, let me see how this bad girl can be. Let me be that heel, and we can turn it and tweak it and make it like her annoying and like be the thorn underneath Rhea Ripley's ass.
Right.
Great.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. And I think,
but they go ahead. I don't think they're gonna do it properly.
Look, they also don't know how to book a superhero character, because that was obvious, right? Because it's like, again, I'm sitting here and I'm watching Nikki ASH and I'm like, oh, this is really cool. It's 2022. Superheroes are the best. They could do all sorts of cool, interesting things with this. I said, she was talking about having a Nikki mobile. I'm like, give her an actual damn superhero car. I thought that they could have done a really cool thing where they incorporated her old entrance where they had the spotlights going, but it was like a bat signal. It took them like 6 months before they gave her the Nikki ASH bat signal. That's like the first damn thing I thought of. There were so many cool and fun things that they could have done with Nikki ASH, but they didn't. And then the crowd just kept saying, well, this is dumb. This is boring. Let's move on. We're done with her. And it's like, I see. And Nikki is such a damn sweetheart, and she's so good at everything that she does. And I will root for her until the day, that I stop watching professional wrestling, which ain't going to be anytime soon.
She makes lemons into lemonade. That's what she does.
Exactly.
She fixes it up.
And she's so damn underrated, but it's just like they don't do her any favors. And now they had to turn her heel to try and salvage whatever it is that they are trying to do.
What is up, everybody? Romeo in the building now.
Hey.
Keeps having technical difficulties.
No worries.
So now we have 2 Bengals fans here on True Heel Heat.
Love it.
Oh yes, you have your jersey on with your LSU background. That's why I was like,
let's keep going over what we missed. I think we're on Rampage now.
Wonderful.
And you guys will have to help me out because I don't know what the hell happened on Rampage. Rick, what happened on Rampage?
Okay, so on Rampage, Hook came out and did his thing, of course. No surprise there. None whatsoever. Came out. The Hook Nation is just like ready for him. Send out Hook. They're just there. Who else had a match yesterday? I was recording SmackDown.
Oh, you had Jurassic Express defending the tag team titles against the Ass Boys, also known as the Gun Club.
Right. So those are both of his sons, which I thought I didn't know that they were. Are they twins?
I don't know if they're twins. Well, Colton looks exactly like the old man. They could be twins. To be completely honest with you.
That's why I didn't know the other one was his son, because I was like, the other one looked identical.
Yeah.
So when they both said Colt and then the other one is both Gun, I'm like, they're brothers? What?
Yeah.
When did this happen?
Yeah, they're both Billy's kids. And last night there were 2 incredible false finishes that both got me. It was when Naomi hit the rear view on Charlotte. I thought she had the pin in deep. I was like, oh shit, she's about to win this fucking thing.
Yes.
And then she didn't. And then it was when they hit Jungle Boy with the tag team title belt.
Yes.
I thought they were going to put the belts on the Gun Club. I thought they had it. There were 2 really, really great false finishes last night.
Yes.
And that was one of them. So that was a fun match to kind of close out the show and kind of close out this little rivalry with Jurassic Express and the Gun Club. And I think it was great to see the Gun Club get that main event spot on Rampage because the damn AEW tag team division is so fucking stacked. So it's nice to see them kind of run in and give new, tag teams and different tag teams a spotlight every now and again, because they really are kind of keeping that as fresh as they possibly can, because they have the deep bullpen to do it.
Right, they do. They definitely do.
And what happened with the Young Bucks and Rapunzel? The Young Bucks and
the Young Bucks got the win, and then Jay White showed up to take out Trent Beretta, and now we're gonna get Jay White and Trent Beretta next week on Rampage. And Trent, man,
why they put it on Rampage though? I don't like that. Should be on Dynamite, I feel like.
Oh, they want people to watch Rampage. That's why. And also Rampage is 7 p.m. next week.
Yes, it is 7 because of the All-Star Weekend.
Yes.
Thanks for saying that, because
that is going to be much more enjoyable to go from
at 7. Yes, it is. I think 7 o'clock is perfect.
Great.
Hey, Tony, let me talk to you.
Yeah.
Let me talk.
They need that 7 p.m. slot.
This is your one of your fans talking, and I know you listen more than the other company does. Make this change permanent, please. 7 p.m. for the East Coast and the Mid Country and the rest of the United States. I know West Coast might be an issue. You can still run that on tape delay. Okay.
I mean, that's a TNT decision more than it is a Tony decision, right?
Okay. Well, he talks to the people at TNT. All right. You run that shit at 7 o'clock. What
Friday. Is TNT playing at 7? A movie? A Fast and the Furious?
A movie. It's probably a movie. It's nothing of importance. They can definitely do it. Yes.
You can.
I think 7 would be the better time for them. 7. They don't have to be against the other guys. You're on before them. No one is like, we can watch. We can start at 7 and by 10. Beautiful Friday.
It's on a Friday night. Only the hardcore people are watching.
Yeah.
Right.
Make this shit permanent, please, for the love of God. I know SP3, it's only for All-Star Weekend as he's chiming in on the chat here. I know it's there, but I'm telling you, Tony, I hope 1.5 million people tune into Rampage next Friday night.
Everyone watch, please. Yes.
Everybody, please do it.
It doesn't matter if it's only for I'm telling you, this is the start of a beautiful thing. If they get good numbers for 7, it can be good.
Yes.
Rick and me and Rick are on this. Yes.
I'm saying this selfishly as somebody who does a live post show. I would much rather go back to being on the air at 10:05 than 11:05.
Say hello.
I'm saying it selfishly.
Over on NXT, 400,000 viewers. Preempted on Sci-Fi.
I didn't even.
Dolph Ziggler made his NXT debut, interrupting the Braun Breaker Santos Escobar contract signing, and got into a brawl with Tommaso Ciampa, who wasn't happy to see him on his show. The Creed brothers defeated GYV in a great opener, and MSK beat Bleav and Inoue to both advance to the Dusty Classic Finals next week. Also, Mandy Rose successfully retained her women's championship, defeating Kaylee Ray. On Raw, 1.387 million viewers, also preempted on Sci-Fi. Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens defeated RK Bro in the main event. AJ Styles defeated Damian Priest to earn a United States Championship match this coming Monday. Kevin Owens defeated Austin Theory in another very good match between the two of them. Impact on Access TV. W. Morrissey beat Brian Myers in a no DQ match and then was attacked by Moose, who laid him out by crushing his neck between two steel chairs. Josh Alexander defeated the debuting Big Con, a.k.a. Connor from Ascension. He was then suspended by Scott D'Amore after refusing to listen to reason and attacking security referees. Alexander was replaced by Steve Macklin for Team Impact at No Surrender, who convinced the team by helping them against Honor No More.
Wow. That's a mouthful, friend.
She said,
no one cared about NXT. Sorry. Not sorry. Why did Dolph feel like that? Who made that decision?
Very happy to see Dolph Ziggler in NXT. You kidding me? That's
okay.
They're doing with Dolph Ziggler and
that was the most that WWE has done to make Dolph Ziggler look like a star in 3 years.
There you go.
And he came off as a star.
He did. You're right. That's it. That was that part. He looked great.
I would be all for him having a Finn Balor-esque run in NXT.
Yes.
Just have him have a 6-month stay down there and bring Big Bob with him, because they ain't doing a damn thing with Robert Roode either on the main roster.
That's very true. You're right.
In WWE, we don't get fresh matchups ever. We don't get fresh matchups ever.
No.
AJ Styles versus Priest was fresh. Now we could get Dolph Ziggler, Ciampa. Like, how nice is that?
Dolph Ziggler versus Ciampa, Dolph Ziggler versus Braun Breaker, Dolph Ziggler versus any of these young guys. And look, having a guy like Dolph Ziggler, who has been in the business for 20 freaking years now, it's only going to be beneficial, for any of these young guys down in NXT to work with a guy like that. So yes, I'm all for, bringing in like the high school graduates who are coming back to see the underclassmen. I'm all cool with having, the Dolph Zigglers and the AJ Styles come down for abbreviated stays and hopefully, bringing more eyes to the NXT product, because bringing in a guy like AJ Styles, I'm not saying Dolph Ziggler is going to be a draw and bring in a heavy audience. That's going to be more beneficial just for the guys that they're wrestling down there. But, if you brought in Rey Mysterio down there to fight Santos Escobar at one point,
there you go.
Damn.
I'm just saying, it could be very beneficial.
That sounds amazing. And bring his son with him too, so he could get the damn other two involved.
By the way, if I
that would be amazing.
If I could do a quick plug here, I brought that up specifically because Monday morning, 7 a.m. live podcast goes up on the Bleav in Pro Wrestling Podcast YouTube channel, where I will be talking with Santos Escobar. So, again, that is the Bleav in Pro Wrestling YouTube channel. That is spelled BLEAV. So let me get that plug in. That'll be up Monday morning.
This should be like a permanent thing with NXT. Like, keep sending like main roster guys down every now, like Bobby Roode you just mentioned. That'd be good too. Yeah,
exactly. If they're not, especially if they ain't doing shit on the main roster. Have them earn their paycheck doing something.
Let's get into the news rundown. WWE news. On Tuesday, WrestleVotes tweeted a WWE source stated that Shane McMahon's match was going to be positioned near the top of the WrestleMania 38 card, thus leaving WWE in search of a major attraction non-title match to fill that spot. However, Ringside News, who have been the source of much of the Shane McMahon news, including his departure, then reported that WWE has already decided on Shane McMahon's replacement match for WrestleMania 38 since his departure. Fightful ran a story last weekend about Randy Orton and Shane McMahon's numbers getting mixed up in the WWE Royal Rumble. Fightful sent out a clarification on the story, saying Randy Orton was supposed to be number 28 and was ready to walk through the curtain when Shane McMahon's music hit. A shocked Shane McMahon headed towards the curtain and expressed his displeasure when Randy Orton sent him a verbal cue that he wouldn't be going out. As we had reported from those who saw what happened, Fightful learned that verbal cue was Randy Orton immediately bursting into laughter at the era, to the point where he fell on the ground laughing his ass off. literally rolling on the floor, laughing his ass off. Fortunately, Orton was able to compose himself pretty well to enter immediately following that and spent a couple of minutes in the Rumble before being eliminated. We're told that the reaction seemed to be in good fun after a hectic day, says Fightful. On Monday's edition of Wrestler Observer Radio, the performance of Ronda Rousey on last week's episodes of WWE TV was discussed, particularly when it came to her attitude towards the fans. On last Monday's Raw, she had an angry expression the whole time, and on SmackDown, she was smiling and acknowledging the fans.
She almost fell last night too. Just saying.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I noticed that. She almost pulled the Titus.
Yep, she almost pulled. The camera pulled away real quick. I'm like, damn, whoever has that video, I want to see it on Twitter.
According to Dave Meltzer, this is because someone spoke to her in between the shows. It was.
Hey,
noted.
Ronda, you're supposed to be a babyface. Let's go.
Oh my God. It was noted that Ronda wants to be in WWE and wouldn't have agreed to come back if she didn't. However, Meltzer stated that she is bitter towards the fans for turning on her during her last run. Good. Fuck the fans. He speculated that someone likely
Vince says, all right.
Right.
He speculated that someone likely spoke to her in between both shows and said that she needed to let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
We talked about this already. Like, yeah, it's like, girl, just it's all right. You're a mommy now. Like, it has to roll off your shoulder, son. Like, get over it. Like, weren't you in MMA for like a long time? Wasn't people trash talking you from then? Like, come on, get over it.
SB3, of course, I have to miss the Ronda slander.
Good.
People hate those who are successful and better than they are. So, of course, they're going to be
she does give those vibes a lot. Yeah, you're right.
She's currently portraying a babyface, and if she is kept acting hostile, according to Meltzer, she'd come off as a heel. Meltzer also praised her work on Friday night. It was also noted that, according to someone who was there live, the various graphics promoting Rousey's segment during the show got no reaction from the crowd. However, she ended up getting a big reaction when she actually came out.
To save Naomi.
As noted 2 weeks ago, Big E has officially made the move back to the SmackDown roster following his recent run as WWE champion on the Raw brand.
Pick me.
Fightful Select had more details on the decision to reunite Big E with Kofi and Xavier on SmackDown. According to Fightful, Vince McMahon was adamant about putting the group back together because he, quote, missed the magic that they created together.
But why are they not called the New Day? They just say Big E and Kofi Kingston. 2 weeks in a row, friends. 2 weeks in a row. Just saying.
McMahon reportedly was also adamant about Big E and Kingston not being referred to as New Day on WWE television, and instead is simply Big E and Kofi. Wow, Krssi.
What?
Fightful notes that message apparently did not get through initially, since the duo was listed as New Day both internally and on WWE's YouTube channel. However,
that is fucking Titantron still says New Day and
yes, they still has the whole thing. Everything still says they come out. The graphics on
the line of the song is "It's a New Day." Yes, it is.
Additionally, the report states McMahon preferred New Day members be split in the previous two drafts, with the idea that a top babyface like Big E should be on his own in most situations. Boy, oh boy.
Look at him now.
Look at him now. The Wrestling Observer newsletter has an update on WWE's edict about hiring.
Steam coming out of his ears. It's just the frustration of it all. It's just
depressing,
stupid.
Is what it is. It's just to see what that man did. I mean, look, his booking was not great, but he made the best out of all of it. But the thing that was like incredible to him is he was the best ambassador as a WWE champion the company could possibly ask for. He was everywhere. He was on College Game Day Kickoff.
Yes,
he was at boxing matches. He was at award shows. He had that WWE championship on every freaking 3-letter network, 4-letter network, everywhere. He was the guy. He's charismatic. He's a great dude. He's got everything you want to be a top star in WWE. And now, after doing everything that they asked him, it looks like he's being punished for his run.
Yep.
It makes no damn sense.
Yep.
None. Last night they lost to Los Lotharios, by the way.
Oof.
Yes, they did. They kissed them on screen now. You know, they come out and they was kissing girls and whatnot when they came.
Oh, right,
it was cute.
Excuse me, the Lethal Lovers. The Lethal Lovers, just in time for Valentine's Day, everybody.
Right, yeah. You didn't miss much, Romeo. It's okay.
If you Google search Lethal Lovers, by the way, you will get right up at the top this serial killing company couple from the 1980s that pop up there. WWE is having an issue with not using Google when it comes to names.
Johnny, screenshot that and show it to us. The Wrestling Observer newsletter has an update on WWE's edict about hiring independent wrestlers going forward as they try to build up their own stars on the NXT 2.0 brand. According to the report, the company wants to continue moving to training athletes that are either brand new to wrestling or have very little experience. The company is currently holding a tryout camp, which isn't lacking in independent wrestlers, as Roxy is a part of it, the former ROH Women's Champion, who is now officially signed to WWE. The company plans to hold a tryout in Dallas over WrestleMania week, and the idea is that they will not sign any more independent wrestlers that can be counted on one hand. And after that, they will look at even fewer. A source noted that the most recent camp should have changed this perspective, as only one of the athletes without any experience showed anything, and it was a fan. Meanwhile, the independent wrestlers range from okay to good. Kurt Angle was set for a quick return to TV for WWE, but he says the plans were canceled at the last minute. Angle said last week on the Kurt Angle show that he got a call from WWE and they wanted me to be involved in the show for the next month or so. However, he noted on the latest episode that plans change, pal. I went to the Royal Rumble, Angle said. The WWE wanted me to do a short program that they ended up canceling at the last second, but I want to make it clear, I'm not signed with the WWE. They weren't going to sign me anyway. It was going to be a 3-week program. It got canceled, but my obligation is to the show, the Kurt Angle show, and that's it. Fightful Select reported that Angle would have been a part of the ongoing RK Bro Alpha Academy feud. There were reportedly pitches that involved Angle being a part of the academic challenge, which would have been called the 3 Eyes Challenge, based on Angle's 3 eyes. Never forget: intensity, integrity, intelligence. Additionally, they were said to have discussions to have Angle serve as the guest referee for Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia.
They didn't need him. I'm sorry. Those 3 segments were just fine without Kurt Angle. In fact, they were more than fine. They were some of the most entertaining shit on all Monday Night Raw. So I'm actually not angry at all that these plans fell through.
I would have liked to see Kurt Angle mixing it up with those guys in there.
You know what? No, I want Chad Gable to continue to be the center of attention because that dude is killing it right now.
Yeah, he is. As annoying and obnoxious as they are, but they're good though. But it's good TV.
Thank
you understand? Right. Like this is the most Chad has been on TV, and like let them have this little run. Otis hasn't been on. Like let them have this little. I mean, they didn't need the belts, but let them have this little run. Like it's funny. It's like these little segments are so pop. Like it makes for Raw.
Yeah. They made a spelling bee and a quiz show work. A spelling bee was entertaining.
A spelling bee was very entertaining. I mean, it was
hilarious.
That
is all due to Chad Gable and honestly Riddle's been killing it as well.
Right. Yeah, those two. Yep.
And Randy Orton's having a damn time of his life. Oh
yeah. Shout out to Professor Chris for the $5 super chat. They need to hire indie men and women with experience because NXT 2.0 is garbage.
It's garbage. It is.
Period.
It is,
period. Thank you, Professor Chris.
Hot trash.
More news. Matt Hardy recently explained why his brother Jeff turned down an offer to be in the 2022 WWE Hall of Fame. As previously noted, Matt had confirmed that WWE offered a spot in the class to Jeff after they released him, but after his drug test came back negative. Matt talked about the matter on a Twitch stream on Monday. It took them several weeks, and they had to kind of jump through some hoops to get his drug test results back, obviously negative. He has passed every drug test he's had while he's been there. The issues that he had in the past were with alcohol, and he hasn't had those in quite a while. So everything is on the up and up for Jeff. And then they did realize
WWE TV. That was the only place that he had issues with them.
Oh,
basically.
Never forget. And then they did realize they jumped the gun a little bit whenever they released him before they got the results back. And it's strange because they waited weeks and they really had to go after these drug test results to get them back because I guess they knew it wasn't going to paint them in the best light. But long story short, they offered him to be inducted in the Hall of Fame. Jeff asked, so you want to induct me into the Hall of Fame? And he said, well, let me ask you. I know you guys have spoken with AEW. Is this going to be with the Hardy Boys? Is this myself and my brother Matt? and they go, "Oh, no, we can't get Matt. He's under contract at AEW. You know, just be you." And Jeff said, "Well, that's a hard
Trash.
no."
Fuck you.
He definitely stood up for the team
Fuck
of
you.
the Hardy
Yeah.
Boys.
Like, why
That
would
is
you
just
not want to do both
ridiculous.
of them? Like, what is the point? Like, why am I doing just one and not the other? Like,
Look,
that is retarded.
if
You didn't
Jeff
do the
went-
Dudley
if-
Boys like that.
If Jeff went in solo, Matt would be sitting on the outside looking in like Christian is right now, to be completely honest with you.
There you go. Well, you know, okay. Nothing else to be said. You're right. My bad.
Earl Cole, don't feel ignored. Look, I just acknowledge you. You're good. You're good, Earl. You're good. For the first time ever, female wrestlers from WWE are being featured on billboards for an event in Saudi Arabia.
Which
Billboard
is amazing. They have, what, 3 matches now?
Think about this. The first Saudi Arabia pay-per-view, no women's matches. Weren't even allowed in the damn building, pretty much, right? Now they got 3 matches and 12 women total on the card. They're basically building the entire Saudi pay-per-view around the women this year, which is insane to think about where we were just 4 years ago.
Becky Lynch on Twitter said, "First time women have been featured on a WWE billboard in Riyadh." Well, I forgot to say that. What an honor. Welcome to the big time. AEW news. The Wrestling Observer newsletter has an update on why Red Dragon haven't been appearing with Adam Cole and the Young Bucks on TV. According to the report, Kyle O'Reilly was given time off as his wife recently gave birth to their baby. Congratulations again. The angle with Red Dragon, Cole, and the Bucks is expected to continue when Kyle comes back. Kyle also appeared on Oral Sessions with Renee Paquette this week and discussed what he feels was the problem with NXT 2.0. Kyle said, "I think people in wrestling are really rare in the sense that you really, really have to love it. I think that might be an underlying problem in the new NXT. There's a lot of people coming in and that I don't think really have that true love for it. I'm sure they'll do well. They'll make a big splash, be a big star, and make a ton of money. But at the end of the day, if your heart isn't really in it, I don't know. It's tough." That holds true to any line of work, really. Tony Khan addressed the topic of AEW not renewing some upcoming expiring contracts during a recent interview. The AEW boss spoke with TV Insider before yesterday's Dynamite. And during the conversation, he acknowledged that there are some contracts that are not being renewed due to the amount of new talent coming in. On holding on to talent during the pandemic, when we started, a lot of people had contracts that were a couple of years long, and a lot of them are coming up. I have really tried hard to be very considerate of the people on the roster, especially going through the pandemic. That encompassed a long period of time where we were still in our first year of television and going into our second. I kept a lot of people on the contract, even though I wasn't necessarily using them on television because I wanted them to still have paying work, which was hard to come by for wrestling during the pandemic where there weren't any independent shows. Really only 2 places were running, and the other place was cutting people left and right. I did want to give some job security to people. On not renewing some contracts as of late, now with so many wrestlers coming in, I can't renew all the contracts. I've had to make some tough choices based on ability, fan response, or both. I try to maintain the best roster I can for the company and fans. Yeah, you spoke on this a little bit earlier. AEW has to keep getting the best talent possible. Like, you don't stop getting talent just because you have too many people. You have to assemble the best roster possible, and you figure it out from there. And some guys aren't going to be on TV on the bottom of the ladder.
Look, I'm sorry. Like, and I'm not knocking, I'm just picking a guy out of a hat here. You're not going to hang on to Peter Avalon and not sign, Malachi Black. Just
that part.
There's a pecking order here. All right, like, it's just, unfortunately, it's just how it goes. When you literally have your top company handing you A-list stars, you're gonna sign them. You just are. And unfortunately, there's gonna be some people on the bottom of the roster, no different than an NFL team, right? You go out and you trade for a middle linebacker. Guess what? The guy who's on the practice squad, his ass is gone. Okay, like, that's just how it's going to work. Unfortunately, it's sports.
In a recent interview with Justin Bassaro of Sports Illustrated, AEW President Tony Khan discussed Shane McMahon potentially joining AEW. I'd certainly take the call. I'm sure he'd be an interesting person to talk to about wrestling. I'm not sure exactly if he would be a fit. I have not heard from him, and I don't expect to hear from him. But in this business, you never know.
I don't know about that. I think Shane would come in there and try to steal the whole company.
Guys, it's never.
He'd want to come in and
you could say never for this one.
He'd want to come in and immediately challenge Hangman Adam Page for the AEW World Championship.
Probably so, but yeah, I don't want to see
They
him
probably
over
want to
there,
win.
like, and Lord no, oh Lord no.
More Tony Khan news in an interview with Josh Martinez of Z100 New York. He discussed having Bryan Danielson mentor Jade Cargil, the chemistry between the two, and much more. I made that call because I think he's one of the greatest pro wrestlers of all time, and he's got such a great mind and such great commitment to wrestling. I know he thinks about it when he's not in the building. He researches it. He watches a ton of wrestling and is a student of wrestling. I think he's also a great teacher. And Jade is such a great talent with such a young wrestling career. You know, she hasn't been in the ring that long. What's that?
That's beautiful, actually.
You know, she hasn't been in the ring that long, but she's accomplished a lot, and I think she has more potential than anybody. That's why I asked Danielson to mentor her, and that's why I asked her to work with Danielson. They've had a great chemistry working together, and I think it bodes really well for her future that she's got someone with so much knowledge invested in her success. So behind the camera, he's helped out a lot. She's got a lot of great mentors working with her, really great coaching, and I think it's very, very exciting, and that's one of the things I'm looking forward to about tonight. What's next for Jade, who is 26-0, now 27-0, as a pro wrestler on such a dominant run? Krssi, what do you think about Bryan Danielson mentoring Jade Cargil?
I'm excited for it. I actually like this. She needs the mentorship. I think she needs it because the more matches she does, the better she'll be. Because she's still very green. She's still making little mistakes here and there, but she's a work in progress. But she's so over that that everyone looks kind of past that part. So you having him take care of her, I think it's genius.
Jade Cargil on Talk is Jericho talked about making the decision to sign with AEW over WWE. They called me back after a tryout. I'm not going to name the person's hand that I shook. They wanted me. The problem they found that they had mixed feelings about was that, like I mentioned, I don't need wrestling. I don't need to do this. A lot of people, especially at the tryouts, they need this. This is how they feed their families. They've been doing this forever. And for them to get to this point, they will give anything and everything to do it. So they were like, we want you. We're going to sign you, but we're kind of worried about how bad you want this. And we're not just some reality show. We're not just glitter, light cameras. I was like, okay. He said, also, you have a child. I said, yeah, I do. And they were like, well, what are you going to do? Because at that time, my daughter was 2. I was like, well, thankfully, because I have money, we can pay a tutor to help tutor my child, being that we had to relocate to Orlando. I can have a 24-hour nanny, but they were really grilling me about it, in which I was kind of cut off. I was like, well, my spouse can travel with me wherever we go. This could be easy for me. I thought about all the precautions to this. I've been warned about traveling. I get it. He said, yeah, I get what you're saying, but this is your family now. I want you to know that. I was like,
wow, like, this is just,
this is your family now. I was like, I get it. I totally understand that.
right.
But I've thought about it and I want it. I've been training for this. This is what I want. They're like, all right, well, we'll see. On making the decision to sign with AEW over WWE. So they sent the contract. They wanted me to do it. AEW came about and I came here. I got the experience and I felt calm. I remember you, Chris Jericho, and I had this conversation in the car. It made me feel at ease about the decision that I wanted to make. I didn't have to relocate. I felt at home. I could call the owner of the company and talk to him, and he knew my name. He knew my purpose. He knew what I wanted to do with this, and that mattered to me. I wasn't just a number. I wasn't just this person. Like, who was this person? He knew exactly who I was, so that made me feel comfortable. And yes, the other company was pissed off that they sent me this 100-page contract, but I made the best decision for my family, and I made the best decision for myself.
Wow. Beautiful. Great.
What do you think about all that, Rick? Jade's what would Jade's prospects have been in WWE? You think she made the right decisions?
Oh, yeah, absolutely she did. It's not even a question in my mind. I think it's hard for me to say what WWE would have had her do because I think she fits exactly what WWE wants out of a star, right? She's an attraction. She is, she looks like she's chiseled out of stone, right? She's just this got this physical prowess to her. She oozes star power.
Yep.
Right. And that's why she's the TBS champion right now, even though, she still is a little bit green in the ring, but she's getting better and better every week. And AEW is doing this really great job with her booking, where she's basically on like this Goldberg-esque run where she's now 27-0 and they're starting to track everything. So it's going to be interesting to see how far she goes. So AEW is doing everything right with her. WWE, I'm not saying that the booking would have been bad for her, because again, that's exactly what
it would have been.
What they were looking for. But I think she would be in NXT for like 3 or 4 years before they would move her up to the main roster, and that's where I would get concerned. But when it comes to all of the family stuff, and again, this is what we talked about earlier with the travel and being away from family, and you have to relocate and do this, that, and the other thing. WWE obviously does not care. It's their way first. It's the company first, and that's why they're like, well, we're your family now. It's like, no, it's not.
No, I have my own family. Like, we can be family, but I have my family.
Let me tell you how WWE would have booked Jade Cargil.
Okay.
First of all, she wouldn't have talked. She'd be a mute. She would have her arms crossed, and she would be Sonya Deville's bodyguard and destroying Naomi every week. That's how WWE would have booked Jade Cargil. I guarantee it. I guarantee that.
She wouldn't have been a champion. I know that for sure. She would have never. She's never would have had a belt. Like, she wouldn't like. She probably wouldn't get this mentorship that she's getting right now. I think she would have been. Yeah, she definitely would have been a mute. But she wouldn't have been a champion. And we probably wouldn't even see her every damn week.
SB3 WWE sounds like a damn cult. That whole exchange reminded me when Sean joined the center on Boy Meets World. Great show. Great show.
Great show for sure.
AEW made its Atlantic City debut for Dynamite. The show was held at the Boardwalk Hall. Excuse me. AEW President Tony Khan paid tribute to late WWE Hall of Famer Macho Man Randy Savage during the taping. He reportedly said he stood in the arena where Randy Savage won and lost his first world title at WrestleMania 4 and 5, which got a nice reaction from the fans. Khan also spoke about his excitement for AEW running there due to the venue's longtime history with wrestling. Also, members of Game Changer Wrestling, GCW, management were said to be on hand and visiting for last night's AEW Dynamite show. In an interview with Esquire Middle East, Lita spoke about why she decided to come back to WWE instead of agreeing to appear for AEW when they contacted her. AEW is doing exciting stuff. It's brought new life to the industry. Anytime there's competition, it's good. It revives the industry. When they reached out to me, I did consider it. I said, we can talk. I'm interested. You guys are doing some interesting stuff. But ultimately, upon talking to them, it just made me say to myself, but I have all these things already. I have those things with my home that I've known for 20 years, with the people that I've worked with for 20 years.
Oh, God.
Basically, I gave them my blessing. I said, I will watch you and I will support you and I want you guys to do great, but this just doesn't feel like the right fit for me right now.
She didn't want to piss off Vince. That's all that shit is.
Well, again, though, it all comes down to
where your family,
where your priorities, and some people may feel like that. I mean, that's why, when Edge was going to come back, right? He said, "Look, I'm going to come back, and you're not going to stop me." And Vince was like, "All right, well then this needs to be here," right? And that's what Edge was. There was a loyalty factor to that, and I think Lita's been with the company so long, and her booking wasn't always the best, but she was she is a Hall of Famer, right? She broke a lot of glass ceilings back in the day, and she's still very, very over. So, there is that kind of loyalty factor into it. And it just goes to show that everybody's priorities are different. I mean, this isn't any different than everybody saying, oh, well, Kevin Owens can't wait to get the fuck out of WWE so he can go sign with AEW. Yeah. And then boom, he re-ups for 3 years with WWE.
Money. So security.
There's that. There is that.
It's for his family.
Until they just decide to budget cut your ass. I mean, either way.
Okay. See, Rick, that's a whole nother can of worms, friend. I'm here for it though. I'm ready.
But we're family.
But we're family, right? That's a whole can of worms I'm ready to open. Let's do it.
New Japan Pro Wrestling news earlier this week. Tama Tonga announced that he had been a free agent since January 30th, then tagged Tony Khan about burning bridges. As it turned out, the bridge will stay intact because Tonga has signed a new deal with New Japan Pro Wrestling. During the latest Thomas Island podcast, he said, "It's true. I was a free agent on January 30th. I am now officially signed with New Japan Pro Wrestling." Jeff Cobb revealed that he has recently suffered a pulled muscle injury. New Japan confirmed by announcing he will be out of the Golden Series tour until further notice. Other wrestling news. Swerve Strickland has options. Lots of them from what Fightful has heard. Ever since the day that WWE released the former Swerve Scott, we've been hearing about promoters inquiring about his status and that he wants out of a deal with their respective companies. We've heard directly from higher-ups in multiple companies that they've asked about bringing him in with plans in order already from at least one major company to work with him in some capacity. Fightful learned that AEW asked about Swerve's status extremely early in its free agency to gauge when he'd be available. We're also told that New Japan Pro Wrestling USA has made at least a very firm overture in regards to using him in the future, and most expect MLW to make an effort if they haven't already. Rick, where do you see Swerve landing ultimately?
I kind of hope Impact. I don't know if that's where he's going to end up going, because again, I look at again the AEW roster being as full as it is. I think he'd be an immediate main event level guy in Impact. I look at, him challenging maybe for the X Division Championship right off the bat, with Trey Miguel. So I think that would be, I look at all the matches that he could have in Impact, but then again, I look at all the matches that he could have in AEW as well. But I think he's going to be solid wherever the hell he does end up. But I think maybe the right move off the bat would be to go to Impact first, just to. I don't think he's going to go wrong either way, but that might just be the best way to go. Maybe. I don't know.
Let's Rick has to leave here soon, so let's just jump right into trivia. Krssi, do you have questions? Do you have questions that I did not send you that I already know the answers to?
I was just gonna say, let's just reschedule because I don't think that is fair. I think that especially since SP is not here, I think we should just do it on another time and let this rivalry, let them talk shit in a couple more weeks. So yeah, I'm down for rescheduling. Let's get this thing better. Me and you and John can make this look. We get all our questions together and do it the right way. I feel like. That's just me.
Hey, I'll come back on strictly for trivia and whoop SP3's ass. So, it's fine. I'll do that.
Listen, here we go.
All right. Rain check on the trivia. I had some really good questions in there, too.
Yes, he did. I loved all of your questions, too.
Technically, it will still be Valentine's week next Saturday. So you can
that is true.
Get away with doing that.
I mean, NXT is pretending it's on Tuesday. So, yeah.
Right.
There you go. There you go.
So that's that. We could also just record it and just do it separately later. That's fine. Yep.
It makes you wonder, as our producer has a conspiracy theory. Was Sid ducking Rick with the fake technical issues?
Of course he was. Of course he was. You mean to tell me there's an internet outage in New York City? My ass. Come on, man.
Because Romy and I are working perfectly fine. Just saying.
SP3, Rick wishes he could whoop my ass. Let me do some final news here then. Killer Kross is set to make his MLW return this month at MLW Super Fight. MLW announced on this week's MLW Fusion that the WWE alumni is making his return at the February 26th show, which will be an MLW Fusion taping. Speaking of MLW, Fusion ended with Richard Holiday betraying his longtime friend, MLW heavyweight champion Alexander Hammerstone, alongside Alicia Atout. Ring of Honor has announced that Bryan Danielson is the next inductee into the inaugural class of the ROH Hall of Fame.
Look at that hair.
Right.
It's like Hook.
It is like Hook, yes.
He joins Mark and Jay Briscoe among the current class. The announcement reads, Ring of Honor is proud to welcome Bryan Danielson, the embodiment of fighting spirit and technical wrestling excellence, into the inaugural class of ROH Hall of Fame. Finally, Fightful has confirmed that Game Changer Wrestling has signed Nick Gage to an exclusive multi-year contract. We're told this will allow Gage to reduce the number of matches he has to wrestle moving forward while keeping him a part of the GCW brand. He is the face. Look at that face of GCW. Right. The face.
I thought he was already signed to them, to be honest.
He's back.
Right.
SP3, I am in the Bronx. Y'all in Brooklyn. Yeah, well, Bronx doesn't have it as Brooklyn does, I guess.
Right. It's okay. No worries. That's why you got to leave the Bronx. It's trash.
All right. So,
Or y'all can move to a real city like Cincinnati. I'm just saying.
oh,
wow.
listen,
Wow.
I'm rooting for the Bengals, but I don't want no parts of Cincinnati. I'll tell you that.
That part. There you go.
Let's wrap up this True Heel Heat. Rick, thank you for joining us. I'm sorry
Thank
SB3
you.
ducked you on the
Look,
trivia
some
challenge.
things will never change. You know, that's just who
It's fake
SP3 is.
internet problem.
He don't want this smoke. He just can't admit it. You know, so it's fine. Pride hurts before the fall. You know what I'm saying?
Rick, let everyone know where they can find you, what you got going on.
Yeah, absolutely. First off, you can follow me on Twitter at Rick Ucchino. You see it spelled out there right there for you, UCCHINO. Make sure to check out my pinned tweet on top of the page because I am over the next few weeks going to be giving away up to $100 to shop AEW. .com. You can get all the merch up to $100. It's on you guys. You know, if you want to get to that, we're going to give away 50 guaranteed. But if we get up to 500 subscribers on the Bleav in Pro Wrestling YouTube channel before March 6th, we'll double it to $100. So please follow Sid and I on the Bleav in Pro Wrestling YouTube channel. That is spelled BLEAV. Again, I have an interview with Santos Escobar that is dropping on Monday. I am at this point expecting to talk to Naomi ahead of Elimination Chamber. That interview should be dropping later this week. I was supposed to talk to her yesterday. It got postponed. So because she had some travel issues getting to SmackDown. So hopefully that'll get rescheduled before she flies out to Saudi Arabia. So no guarantees, but I'm hoping it does. And of course, though, you got Sid and I every Monday through Thursday. We drop our show 7 a.m. on the YouTube channel and anywhere podcasts, you know, can be found, whether it's Spotify, Apple, iHeart, you know, we're everywhere. It's available 7 a.m. Again, Bleav in Pro Wrestling. We're not going to be on this Monday though, because I'm going to be way too hammered after watching
From
my
last
Bengals win their first Super Bowl championship in the history of the franchise for the first time.
Oh, really?
Ever.
Wow. They never won at all.
Ever. They are going to beat the LA Rams in Super Bowl 56 and send all 6 of their fans home crying. All right. All 6 of them. I got to give a shout out to CBS Good Morning this week because they did like an LA versus Cincinnati feature and they actually found 6 Rams fans in Los Angeles. It was their producers did top-notch work. Either that or they hired some people and put them in some face paint. Either way, this is going to be a beautiful day Sunday. So Sid and I won't be on this Monday morning, but we do have that interview with Santos Escobar that's going to be dropping in its place. So we're always uploading fresh content. I'm also got a few other interviews up my sleeve that's going to drop before the end of the month and early next month. So again, Bleav in Pro Wrestling, BLEAV. Really appreciate the support, guys.
I'm glad you mentioned the Super Bowl because that's such a smooth transition for me to mention that we will be doing a Super Bowl watch along exclusively on our Twitch. If you're not already signed up to Twitch, please sign up and follow us over at True Heel Heat Wrestling as we watch the Bengals and Joe Burrow defeat the LA Rams. Rick, you mentioned on Twitter that you had like a dream interview or something that didn't happen. I'm dying to know who that was. I'm dying.
Oh no, I'm gonna try and manifest that into the future. I'm gonna try to happen.
It'll happen.
You'll have to tell me when we're done here.
Yeah, it wasn't Becky Lynch, which would be number 1 on the list. But it was a top 5 that I was this close. This close to locking down. But I'll let you know off air.
Miss Krssi Luv, where can everyone find you? What you got going on?
Well, you can find me every Saturday morning with my good brothers SP, Top Guy JJ, Romeo, and baby Seth. We do True Heel Heat, our flagship show. So sorry that SP missed out today, but we held you down, bro. It's all good. Other than that, on Twitter, you can follow me, Krssi Luv _1. Also catch us every Friday. We do for Teddy Turnbuckle. We do the SmackDown review. My guys were not with me this week, but Steve filled in and he did a great job. I made him rate everything. Nice. It was really good. He picked his LVP, his match of the night, all of the above. He even rated the show. So we did he all curse? Of the thing. He did curse. He did curse.
He's on the scoreboard then.
He's on the scoreboard. Yes.
You can't watch SmackDown and not swear.
I know. It's so, man, we be trying so hard. It's so hard. We really be trying, but it's not. Last night he did. So that's every Friday night after SmackDown. Hopefully they'll move Rampage so then we could maybe do 2 shows. Who knows? Anywho, other than that, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and IG. That's it. I do watch alongs with the guys sometimes. Royal Rumble was amazing. We had so much fun. I think that was like the highlight of that watch along. But other than that, I'm on a round table watch along. See me there.
All right. You can follow me, True Hill Romeo, on Twitter and Instagram, right here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. Check out all the interesting stuff we have on the channel right now. Next week, we got an Elimination Chamber watch along. Join us for that, as well as No Surrender Impact in the night. So it's going to be a long night of watch alongs. Join us for that. Yeah. Also on Tuesday, Vengeance Day. Watch along with us. The only way to watch some of these shows is to watch with us. Why aren't you doing it? Join us.
Hey, I have faith that Vengeance Day is going to be good. That's a really
I
good
do too. I do too. Yeah, that's pretty much what we got. The patreon.com, True Heel Heat. Support us even further. We've got more content on there, like, hey, a Power Season 2 roundtable review. We talk about everything on our Patreon that we can on the YouTube channel. All right.
Get that flag so fast.
It's on tomorrow.
Shout out to Denise Salcedo for sending me this from the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
Nice.
Like
people hype.
She sent me that from the Super Bowl market out in Los Angeles. So shout out to her.
Nice. See, he knows good people.
Not about who you know, but how you know them.
Exactly.
We will be going live on Friday for True Heel Heat 163 next week. Reminder, everyone. It says SP3. Okay. All right. For SP3, for Rick Ucchino, our special guest, for the sensational, wonderful Miss Krssi Luv, I am Romeo. We thank you for joining us here on True Heel Heat 162. We will see you next time. Hoo day.
Later.
Oh, yeah.